What's going on, guys? My name is Ron and welcome back to yet another video. Welcome back to the show, the new display here. So I was going to make a quick update on the Elite stencil video, just a few things that I missed, but I decided to hold off because I've actually had something for quite some time, a little over 6 months now, that I got from Adam that this is actually back when he did the 50 video that I sent him. He actually sent me the FK1 here of my choice. I've always wanted to try this thing. We're really thinking about buying one, but we'll leave that up to here. So anyways, I have the FK1 here. I've actually had some time to use it. I used a tattoo with, I did use it for a tattoo, so we're gonna show that off in a little bit. So thanks to Big Dog Adam for sending this out to me. Yeah, appreciate that. So let's go ahead and jump over to the armrest and we'll do the damn thing. All right, y'all, welcome back to the armrest. We're going to be looking at the FK1 today. Now, the FK1. This is FK Irons' budget-friendly machine. Let me get this centered real quick, guys. Budget-friendly machine. This thing retails at $549. This specific one retails at $549 on the FK Irons website. Now, you have to be careful when you're shopping for this machine because I've seen multiple tattoo supplies company selling this exact same machine for around $640, $700. So just do your shopping before you decide to make a purchase on this thing. Now, it does retail at $549 on the FK Iron website, which is very reasonable for a name brand American-made machine. Now, I will say this right now, guys. This is the most expensive tattoo machine I've ever used. I know that's not really saying a whole lot, but it is what it is. The most expensive machine I've ever used right here. So, anyway, so the FK1. Now, this is the exact same one that was used in Adam's video. So, thank you, Adam, for breaking this thing loose. So, it comes with two 18500 milliamp Panasonic batteries. Now, this is a pretty universal battery. A lot of my machines use 18500s. In fact, all the ones that use batteries use 18500. So, that is good to know. It's pretty universal as far as tattoo machine goes. It comes with the eFast charger. Now, this is the same exact charger that comes with Cheyenne tattoo machines, and what makes these machines are these chargers, the eFast K2. What makes these chargers nice is that they have piano strings in here. So that is what I read somewhere, that it has piano strings, and that's why they are preferred. So I actually bought this one just to have an extra nice battery charger for my batteries because, yeah, I like how small it is, and it doesn't take up a whole lot of space, and it seems to charge them quite fast. So now not a whole lot of bells and whistles with this thing. It's white when it charges, it's blue when it's charged. So, but it is nice to where you can throw them on the night before, come back the next day, and they're just charged. You don't have to worry about any overcharging or anything. So it also comes with a no-roll collar, some O-rings, and this is for the grip, I believe. This little plastic thing here. This is kind of like what comes with all FK Iron Dark Lab grips. This is like their click system here. That's what the ball bearings roll across, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, O-rings and all that good stuff. I don't see any screws in there, but we'll get to that soon. So you come with a no-roll collar, just come with the pop socket. It also did come with a disposable grip. I went ahead and used that just to give it a try. Adam said to go ahead and use it, so that's what I did. It worked well for a disposable grip, I guess. It's nice to have a disposable option. After using the Peak machine and buying disposable grips for that, it's kind of like all I want to do now is use disposables because it's just good peace of mind. You can just throw it away when you're done with it. So anyways, this is the FK1 here. Here we have some information, but don't worry, I'm going to go over most of this with you guys, or at least try to. Okay, so let's put this over here. Alright, so the FK1. This is the fixed cam 4mm machine. Now it does work with all the modular FK Irons grips. Let's turn the brightness down. There we go. It does work with all the modular FK Irons grips. It has a 9-watt brushless motor. I know it's 9 watt. I couldn't really confirm the brushless part. I do believe I read brushless somewhere. I tried to look it up, didn't really have time, and I didn't find it. It's working volts of 5 to 12. They don't recommend going under that. Going under 5, it's rated for 5 minimum. So, and it has a 1 amp output, which seems kind of low to me. But that is probably just to conserve battery and do all that stuff. So, anyways, let me grab a battery real quick. Okay, so insert the battery. We're going to twist this off, okay? Right in the middle is where it pops off. Okay, so the left is tight, which is weird. Lefty loosey is kind of loosey, you know what I mean, where I'm from. But and then righty tighty. But I guess it's on. So left would be on, right would be like standby, and then middle comes off. So positive up, drop in. Wait. Okay, so one thing I did like about this little drop pop cap system is that to have it on, we have it turned all the way to the left, and to put it on standby, we turn it to the right, and then it's not turning on or anything like that, which I thought was cool. I didn't realize until after I got done using it that you could use it that way, but if you're going to take a pee break, you can just pop this to the left, you know, have some form of battery, saving some battery. So anyways, we're going to go full left to turn it on. After it does this little flashing signals, we know that it's ready to go. So our red's going to be our power. Boom, there we go. Now it's not super loud as far as running goes. Does have a little vibration, but it's pretty minimal. So anyways, let's grab a cartridge here. So as far as my experience with this machine, I did do this traditional eagle that I drew for a client of mine. It turned out quite well. For a 4mm stroke, I was hoping it would line better. The client did have some pretty tough skin that had seen some sun. But I did had to kind of go over, it wasn't single pass line for me as far as a 9-liner goes. But as far as shading, this thing shades quite well. So well, in fact, that I have a friend of the channel, who I've featured on here before. His name is Jonathan Julius, who does a lot of super detailed black and gray, high realism stuff. And I'll put some more of his work in here. And he loves this machine. He does a lot of shading with it. He loves it, says it's a beast. In fact, when I shaded with it, I was quite happy with it as well. It's just very consistent, very smooth. And I suppose you can, if you want to get some lines with it, you could. I did have to do 2 passes with a 9-liner, medium taper, and it worked fine. So, as far as prices go, I mean, $550. I mean, if I was paying for this thing, I would have expected a lot more out of this for $550. Like, I feel like my E50, which is half the price, does better lines than this. Not quite as smooth the shades as this. And yeah, so as far as that goes, as far as performance goes, great shader. I didn't find it lining as good as I was hoping it would. But other than that, that's how that goes. So, like I said, it's very smooth. Another thing that I would like to see differently is this light here. This light is just very strange. So it's like you're kind of just guessing at this point. I mean, you have your gauge here. So 2 taps would be changing your volts. Sorry, 1, excuse me, it's been a while. And so, okay, so right now we're at 5 volts, okay? So we know we're at a half volt when we're blinking. So we're at 5.5 right now, 6, 6.5. There's 6, 6.5, 7. See, it's not super responsive as well. Like this little button scheme layout thing is kind of like what's on my cordless vacuum, and I'll show you a picture of what happened to that over time, especially since my wife has nails. Anyways, I'll get to that here, so I'll put a pop in of that. And so I just wish, you know, for $550, I wish you can get more of a, sorry about that, guys, I have a new feature on this thing, it's not working. So I wish we can get more of a readout than that versus playing like this Simon Says stop go full volt, half volt thing, which is kind of hard to read. So it's mixing 2 colored lights right now. It's telling me that it's at 7 volts. So yes, 7 volts. And I had the best use out of it right here at 7.5. but then I felt like 8 was too much. So once again, the half volt, whole volt thing, I think 7.7 would have been perfect for me at this thing, but unfortunately that's not the option. Anyways, you do have the option to check the battery life on this. Let me read up real quick. I think if you press and hold the power button. Yeah, so it's blinking green, so that means it's at 90%. So let's do that one more time. Press and hold, flashes white, and it gives you like 5 seconds to read. Yeah, so I'm gonna guess it's at 90%. So yeah, I mean, for $550, it's just kind of a whole lot of guessing. I mean, I do go off sound and feel a lot, but sometimes I'm like, man, I wish I could just like, know what volts I'm at, or maybe perhaps put it at like 7.5 or, 7.3 or something like that. But I did find most usefulness out of this thing at 7.5 volts, or orange and yellow, I guess you could say, in FK Irons 1 talk. So yeah, anyways, so yeah, so you get all your FK Irons bells and whistles with this thing. I'm sure warranty and all that stuff if you use it correctly in their terms. I have not had to use anything like that as far as warranties go. I treat my machines quite well. I treat all my things quite well. It's just kind of how I was taught to do. So anyways, it feels strong right here. I guess you could say, yeah, but I don't know. I just feel like I just had a hard time doing one pass lines with this thing. It does take me, I don't have a whole lot of time as far as experience goes tattooing. A lot of what I've learned on my own, which can be very frustrating. But sometimes it takes me a little bit more time to get a feel for a machine. I haven't got to the point in my journey where I can just pick stuff up and just make it work for me. So as far as I had 2 runs with this thing, I started some lines and some shading of this eagle that I put a pop in right here, and then a couple weeks later I ended up finishing this eagle with this exact same thing. So, and then that was about a month ago, and I really just haven't wanted to use this thing that much, and I honestly forgot I had it for the longest time. It was sitting over here, and I just kept looking at it like, oh man, is today going to be the day? Maybe not. So here we go. We have our nice anodized grip. Now another thing about this machine is, all right guys, I wanted to mention one more thing that I was running into. So it's simple, and it's really not that huge of a deal. But another issue I was running into was when I was bagging this thing. Now this is normally how I would bag the Anthony Jenkins way, because he is the one I learned this from. The OG tattoo machine reviewer. When I would bag this, right, and I would put the machine this right here, it would cut into that, and as I would tighten this up, it would end up just slicing the bag, and it would end up just coming off. So what it ended up doing was going over like this and just taping it. So yeah, just another thing I wanted to mention. You cannot get in there and clean that. So it's just very, very, you just want to be very careful on how you handle your cartridges, guys. If you're going to be using this $550 machine that you cannot clean. So, and if Lord forbid something happens, you have a membrane snap, or it gets dropped, and you get something in there, you're going to be paying for that. You're going to be paying for that. They're going to open this up, see ink in there, and it's going to be our fault, your fault that this happened. So I just really hope anyone that uses this has a good reason. So, because all it takes for me is one time to mishandle something and it's going on the shelf. So anyways, I'm sure I missed something. Oh, also this grip is not autoclavable. Just so you know, I feel like autoclaving is more or less for like traditional tubes and stuff like that, but it did seem like disinfecting it was very simple. So you wipe it, sanitize it, sterilize it, clean it, put it back on the shelf. So anyways, yeah, I mean, it feels nice. I did have some higher hopes for this machine. Would I spend my money on one? Probably not. I mean, if I'm spending a week's worth of pay on something, I have some minimal expectations. One is not playing a guessing game with this lights and being able to clean the inside of it. So that's just me. Let me know what you guys think. My name is Ron. Thank you, Adam, for sending these out to me. I'll probably be sending it back to you. Okay, I know, weird. I said probably send it back. Well, I have every intention of sending this back, but Adam, last time we talked about it, Adam told me not to worry about it, just to hold on to it, and if he ever needs it for another video, he just let me know. So that's why I'm saying probably. But my plans are to try to send this back to Adam so he can send me something else, and I can send him the E60 so he can check out the E60. See you soon, just let me know. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.